Hey guys, this is Cray with Oversight Shooting Technologies. Today I'm going to show you how to mount a pistol sight on your pistol. So the SeeAll Nite sight mounts using a dovetail, and today I'm going to show you how to put it on a Glock. For those of you who don't know how to pull the slide off the Glock, there's a little tab on both sides here. Pull the slide back slightly, pull those down, and then go for it. It comes right off. Pull your spring and barrel out of here, and your slide's off. Now I've already pushed the stock sight out of this. Glock are fairly simple because the standard sight that comes on them is plastic, so half the time you can pretty much push those out with your finger. They're not in there super tight. Ones like the XD, they take a pusher and they are in there really tight. So just depends on what pistol you have. Now, talking about a little bit about this dovetail real quick. Some problems we have is people like to shave on them because they do fit in pretty tight. Now, when you get them, they're supposed to be cut perfectly. They're gonna slide in really tight, and we recommend using a pusher to push them in, or a padded vise where you can put this in a padded vise and use a piece of driftwood or brass punch or something to punch that in there. But they do fit really tight. One of those reasons being that that's what holds it solid. We don't have any set screws that actually hold the dovetail in. It's just a friction fit. So if you do have to shave a little, if it's just that tight, take a little bit off the bottom. The reason being, there's a 5-degree taper up here. That's how we mount the sight, and if you shave any of that when you're trying to file the sides of this, the sight won't mount correctly and it won't hold zero. So that's a little bit about that. Now let's get to what you're going to get with your sight. All the sights are the same except for the dovetail you get. So when you select the pistol that you want, you'll get the dovetail for that pistol. So open it up. Should have a bag in here, like this one says Glock. It'll have a dovetail, 2 Allen wrenches, and a screw. The one Allen wrench is what anchors it to your slide, and the other one is for your windage and elevation. You'll have your owner's manual, and then in this foam insert there is your sight. Now the sight also has a 5-degree taper that fits on this 5-degree taper. So makes it so that all it's going to do is just barely start onto there, and then you're going to have to use the screw to anchor it on there, making it, even though there's only this one anchor point on the sight, it can't go anywhere, and this only weighs an ounce. So it's not like your slide, when you're firing, it's not going to really be throwing much force on it. There's not much weight for it to be trying to pry anything loose with. So now that you got your dovetail pushed in, have it lined down the middle of the slide, you can set your sight on. It's just barely going to start onto this taper. You can start it on there. Get your screw out of your bag here. Take the bigger of your 2 Allen wrenches and start it in there. Okay, so right when you start touching the sight, starts getting a little tight, you'll pull your Allen wrench out, flip it to the smaller end here so you have some leverage. And then this is the part that is kind of critical. You want to take your finger and you want to pin this side of the sight against your slide, making it so it starts correctly on that 5-degree taper. Once you do that, you're going to take this Allen wrench and you're going to not just snug it, but you're going to get it really tight. Usually when people ask, I tell them to all but break this Allen wrench. Where it's a chromoly going into it, don't worry about ever stripping those threads because you're going to break this Allen wrench first. If I get the Allen wrench to start back in. So as you can see, get it real tight. Okay. Now there is a step on this dovetail where the 5-degree taper ends Once it hits that step, you'll feel it. This thing will bottom out, that Allen wrench will stop, it won't go anywhere. That's when you know that it's as tight as it's supposed to be. You're gonna see most likely a real uniform gap under the sight. And as long as it's uniform, that's perfectly fine. It's gonna be, you know, maybe paper thick. And so, I mean, it's just a real small gap, and that's no problem. Just make sure it's uniform, and that means that you got it started onto the dovetail correctly. The other place that people wonder about, there's going to be a little bit of air between the dovetail and the sight itself. That is so that when it goes onto that taper, it's never going to actually bottom out on the sight. That could sometimes result in having a little bit of play back and forth. So it makes it so that you completely optimize the use of that 5-degree taper. So once you have it to that point, I mean, it's mounted. It's not going to go anywhere. You can put your barrel back in. Slide it on your gun. It's mounted. You can use this to charge if you want. Some tactical courses try to teach you to be able to charge with one hand in case you were injured in the other. You can hook any of this part into your belt line or something on your pants or whatever. Don't worry about hurting anything, so you can charge the pistol from there if you had to. Some people like to use a little bit of blue Loctite on this screw in here. We don't. They're designed that you don't have to. If it's something that's going to worry you, though, go ahead and put a little bit on there. But we've put thousands of rounds through, and we've never had them come loose as long as you get them as tight as I was talking. Other than that, looking at my notes, see if there's anything I forgot. No, I think we're good. They're going to hold 0. Don't worry about that. There's no electronics in this sight. And it's hard spring pressure back with a thread adjustment, so there's nowhere it can go, and when you move the screw, the sight's going to move. It has to move the way that it's designed. So if you want to see some other videos of us actually shooting it, looking through the sight, I'll show you kind of like a first-person view. Check out our other videos, and let us know if there's any other videos that you think would help you out. So thanks for watching.